A shocking expose today about Senator John McCain that had been simmering in the right-wing fringe, exploding into the mainstream now with his big wins last night on Super Tuesday. In our third story tonight, it turns out Senator McCain is actually Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton. As this new ad from the anti-McCain group Citizens United reveals, scratch Senator Clinton and you get Senator McCain. Nor are they the only observer to have spotted this secret plot. Comedian Rush Limbaugh now joining the growing ranks of arch-conservatives who claim they would find President McCain equal to or even worse than President Hillary Clinton. The conservative Washington Times today crunched Tuesday's numbers to show just how soft McCain's support is among the GOP base, reporting that McCain won most of the self-identified conservative voters in only one state last night, Connecticut, losing with them to Romney, even his home state of Arizona. So why is he still winning? With me now, Dionne, columnist of the Washington Post, author of Sold Out, Reclaiming Faith and Politics After the Religious Right. Good to see you in person.
Good to be here.
The one calculation that seems to overarch everything else in this, that Romney needs to win like 3 out of every 4 remaining delegates to win the nomination. It doesn't seem like the far right is going to get Romney. They can't abide McCain. They only less can't abide Huckabee by a small margin. Who do they want then?
Ronald Reagan.
Okay, well, that's another problem there, too.
Yes, maybe Herbert Hoover.
Yeah.
No, I think what you've got here is that they understand that this would be the first time since 1980 that the conservative movement itself didn't name the candidate. And I think some of these guys would rather lose the election than to have the party in some other set of hands. Because you do look at these primaries, and the dominant wing of the party is not going to pick the nominee. People voting for McCain, people who don't like the Iraq War, people who don't like President Bush, moderates, and there are even some liberals left in the Republican Party. They're voting for McCain, and then he's adding on just enough conservatives to win. And so they don't want that calculus to be, that kind of coalition to be in control of the party.
As those on the left who look at this with unbecoming glee, who say, oh, the Republicans are lighting themselves on fire, get your marshmallows, have this, with that, the kind of whiff of paranoia. Well, you know, the Rush Limbaughs of this world are actually doing this to scare their own people into voting for whichever Republican gets thrown out there, no matter what the cost might be. It's McCain, whatever. Just at some point, somebody's going to say, okay, we'll all stop now. We have to defeat the Democrats, so let's get behind this guy, even if it is McCain. Is that true paranoia, or is there some method to the madness here that might suggest?
You know, I don't think even the vast right-wing conspiracy could figure that one out. I mean, I think, you know, but the other paranoia is Rush Limbaugh knows how to increase his ratings. He's not going to get him defending President Bush these days. Mm-hmm. And McCain is a kind of a repository of so many things that folks on the right can't stand. He did vote against those tax cuts, even though he flip-flopped. He does care about global warming, which they think is kind of global-only. He has supported campaign finance reform, and they hate campaign finance reform. And so he's at least a threefer, and there are some other issues. Immigration, the big one. You know, and he had an immigration bill, although he's backed away from that. And so in going after him, you're hitting a whole lot of targets that right-wing talk show hosts love to hit.
But it seems like we're in a mutually exclusive moment in some respects here, because the blowhards like Limbaugh say, I'd rather vote for Hillary, and the diehards like Ari Fleischer said just now, there's no question about it, Republicans want to, and we pray every night to run against Hillary Clinton. One of these two things can't happen, right?
Well, you know, I mean, the truth is that Ann Coulter sells more books if Hillary Clinton is president. Rush Limbaugh gets a bigger audience when Hillary Clinton is president. So there's some benefit to them out of this. But I do think a lot of Republicans would like Hillary Clinton to be the nominee simply because it would unite their own people. It doesn't mean she can't win the election. But I've talked to a party chair a year ago who said, look, my party's in a complete mess, but if I make a phone call and say, will you help me beat Hillary, I'll have a lot of people say yes.
You're not suggesting that fine, upstanding Republicans and conservatives like Ann Coulter and Rush Limbaugh would put their personal millions of dollars ahead of a Republican victory?
I couldn't say that, could I?
I'm shattered. My faith in them is now down to, never mind, it was at 0. E.J. Dionne on the Washington Post, author of Sold Out. Good to see you. Great. Thanks for coming.
Great to be here. Thanks.
It was